I think I'm live. Right, hello everybody. This is my weekly rambling about, well, whatever comes to mind, to be honest. For those who don't know me, I'm Peter. I lost my wife a few years ago to breast cancer suddenly. And ever since then, I've been on my own sort of journey, trying to deal with what happened and deal with the future. And we had 2 children at the time. So we had they're still around. They were 11 and 15 at the time when their mum went. So ever since then, I've been on my own sort of healing journey, trying to cope with holding down a job, being a single parent, doing school runs and various other things. And I started putting some content up on TikTok a while back. I don't know what it was, 6 months, a year or something like that. And it was just me walking in the field, rambling, talking about what happened, telling my story about what happened with my wife. And the videos did really, really well. I think one of my videos got close on 1 million views, tens of thousands of comments, loads of likes. And I got a lot of people messaging me after it. So I did a few more videos on TikTok, started posting daily. But the problem with TikTok is, if you've got 50 videos up on TikTok, with me, they're always the same format because I'm walking in the field, holding my phone up to my face, talking. So if you look at the thumbnails of all the videos, I actually look at the same in all of them. It's very hard to find any particular video where I'm talking about something. So if I'm talking about, some advice or something like that, I can't actually find that video in my TikTok, profile, and nor can anybody else. So I thought I'm going to start doing this on YouTube. And the good thing about YouTube is, you can create playlists and various other things, and it's a lot easier, I find, to come back to look for particular videos and things. Also, the algorithm, the way it works is, it knows what the video is about. It reads the title and description, and it'll put that video in front of viewers who it thinks will enjoy it. I'm not actually sure how it works on TikTok. I don't really know. I think you do a video and then it gets shown to the people that follow you, and then it's gone. It's nobody then looks at that video. It's like buried in the bowels of TikTok. So I wanted to create a YouTube channel. I've been doing this channel since, what are we on now, October? So I started this channel in September, really. Created it a year ago, but did nothing with it. So started doing the videos beginning of September. Up to about 60 odd subscribers now. Which is okay. It's very slow. Building up a YouTube channel takes a lot longer than what they tell you. If you watch all the influencers on YouTube, they'll say, "Oh yeah, you can get rich with them." No, it doesn't work like that. It's very difficult to build up viewers on YouTube. I think if you're offering ways to get people rich, then maybe you get a lot of people subscribing. But in general, particularly for my sort of the content that I'm doing here is talking about a bit of a taboo subject, isn't it? It's talking about illness, people passing away and things like that, and loss, healing, grieving, anxiety, sadness. That it's not really, unless you're in that sort of, unless something like that's happened to you, you're not really going to come and watch my video, my channel. So it is it's a bit of a niche, but I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing the live streams every week. At the moment, like I say, it's very quiet, so I'm just rambling on about whatever comes to mind. But eventually, as we start getting people coming in, we can have a chat. People come in, ask me questions, or tell me your own story. If as I get to know you, you can come on a live chat with me. We can have a chat there. So I just wanted to be a place where we can sort of chill and hang out and exchange stories and help and comfort, I guess. So yeah, what have I got to talk about today? Well, what have I been up to? So I've created a free PDF, a free document where I talk about my 5 top tips for dealing with grief. I've spoken about quite a few of these individually in previous videos anyway, but I wanted like one handy sort of pamphlet that I can give away. I go into there, I explain, you know, these different 5 ways that I've things that have helped me over the last 3 years, and I think they'll help you as well. So if you want that, there'll be a link in the description. I love that. Everyone says that on YouTube, don't they? There'll be a link in the description. But there will be a link in the description, or it'll be on one of the first comments or something like that. Click on the link, and then that'll tell you how to get the PDF. I'm also working on something else in the background as well. I'm not going to go into any details on that yet, but I am writing something else that I think is going to help a lot of people. It's well, okay, it's a book. But it's going to be a work in progress. It's going to take me a while to get through it. And in it, I'm going to be talking about my own experience and various things like that, and how I can help you. So I'll keep you notified about that. Nothing much has happened, really. I've spent a long time trying to build up this channel now. It's building up all the social media. Yeah, you know, I'm now on, let me see what social media I am. Am I on? Pretty much everything, I think. So I am on YouTube, obviously. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and X. Mostly, Instagram is the one I'm sort of used the most. You can certainly follow me on there and message me on there. So if you add me on Instagram, all 3 of those, you can look me up at Mind Nourish Tech, and you'll find all those 3 accounts. The Facebook group haven't really done much with that yet. But it's there, so, you know, and X, once again, I don't do a huge amount with it. So Instagram is definitely my main one at the moment, well, and YouTube. I'm still on TikTok. TikTok, I've got a slightly different name. So TikTok, I'm Life Fiend. That comes from I had a YouTube channel, well, I still have a YouTube channel where I was refurbishing an old Land Rover. And I created the channel, I called it Life Fiend, and my TikTok name just came from that. So that's what I'm actually using now. So yeah, if you want to look me up on any of those, that'd be cool. The other thing, I do have a website, mindnouristech.com. Now, I started writing this website I've been working on it, I don't know how long now, 6 months, or probably near a year now. And what I wanted to do with the website was, I wanted it a place where you can go to get lifestyle and health advice, but advice that's geared towards you and not just like generic information. So it's all AI driven. You can go there and it's completely free. You can go there and create a profile, and you can just put in your sort of information, you know, your age, you know, how fit you are, you know, that type of thing, your weight, height, how active you are, these type of things. And then you can go on, you can get a health report. Now, the health report goes away and it'll use the information it knows about you and generate a score between 0 and 500. The higher the score, the sort of fitter, healthier, not necessarily fitter, but the healthier lifestyle that you have. And if you're anywhere down near 0, then you probably need to do something with your life. And the way it works is you go there and you fill in a load of questions. They're all quite simple to answer. I think it's about 30 questions you have to get through. You don't have to do all 30. I think the minimum is about 10, but the more you do, the more accurate your advice is going to be. So I'd go through, do the 30. That then goes off, and it'll come back with some health advice and lifestyle advice for you based on the information that you've given. So, for example, if you've never run before, if you've never been a runner, it's not going to come back and tell you to start running 5 miles every weekend. You know, it won't do that because it knows that that's too much, a leap from going from nothing to 5 miles. So it knows everything about you, and it'll come back and it'll give you sort of health tips about what you can do to increase your lifestyle. And like I say, you get the score as well, 0 to 500. This information is held in your profile on the website. So the idea is you can come back. So say you can take the advice that it gives you, go away and start using that advice, putting it into your daily, into your life. Come back a week or two later and do the report again, fill in all the questions again, and hopefully, if you're sort of starting to listen to the advice that is given you in the previous report, hopefully you'll see your score going up and up and up and up and up. And there's a nice little graph where you can see, and hopefully it'll keep going up and not down. So, for example, maybe saying it gives you some advice, saying it says go for a walk, go for a 20-minute walk in your lunch hour, for example, and you start doing that. And then the next time you come back, you can when you fill in the questionnaire, you can say, well, yes, I go for 20-minute walks in my lunch hour, and so your score will actually go up. Or maybe maybe if it advises you to cut down on alcohol or cut down on sugar or something like that, So it's that type of thing. It's a brand new site. I'm hoping it'll be quite useful to some people. Like I say, it's free. Also on the website as well, I write blogs every now and again. I must admit, I'm better at producing videos than I am writing blogs. No, I'll rephrase that. I'm okay at writing blogs. I can't be bothered to write blogs half the time. But I do have a few interesting ones on there. I go into a lot of detail about what happened to my wife. So there's sort of personal blogs on there. I've got photos on there that I don't show really on any sort of social media of me and her. I've also got sort of factual blogs on there as well. My recent one, I was talking about how unhealthy white flour is, wheat. You'll be quite surprised when you read that. I'll do a video on it at some point as well. It's shocking how bad this stuff is. They basically tampered with it in the 1950s, and they crossbred the wheat with various other things to produce the wheat that we eat today, called dwarf wheat. Well, dwarf wheat is completely different to the wheat that we've been eating for like thousands of years. Because when they started playing around with it, and the reason they did it is that they wanted to be able to grow more wheat per acre of land, so they can condense it down to feed more people, basically. And it worked. It did that. But the problem is all the nutrition was removed from it. It doesn't have the protein content it used to. It doesn't have all the nutrients it used to. And it's got even more gluten. And gluten is, whether you're gluten intolerant or not, it's not a great thing that you should be eating because you can't digest it. So the modern wheat is it's not a good food. You should avoid it like anything. In fact, there are various things you should avoid: sugar, vegetable oil, which doesn't come from vegetables, and flour. You cut those three things out your diet, and you're definitely going in the right direction, because those things are just very, very bad for you. And so much illness comes from bad nutrition now. And there are other elements, of course. We've got pesticides and fertilizers and poisons in seeping out of plastics, and use of aluminium and things like that. So Wi-Fi signals everywhere. Who knows what they're doing? The amount of Wi-Fi that's going around now. But regardless of that, nutrition is still a massive problem with health nowadays, and there's a huge problem in this country, absolutely massive problem with health. And I've been studying health long before my wife passed away. I've been studying nutrition, maybe, I don't even know, 15 years maybe. I've done 2 diplomas in nutrition, and since my wife Claire passed away, I'm not saying that if her nutrition had been different, she would have survived longer. I don't know, but I have started looking into it even more, and things like the health benefits of various foods. There are certain mushrooms out there, for example, which they know it's been proven that they've got anti-cancer properties, which is interesting. You think, well, okay, there's a lot of cancer around now. It's an incredible amount of cancer around. So if we can, start eating these medicinal mushrooms, who knows? It's not going to do you any harm, is it? I also look into various other things like fermented foods, such as sauerkraut, because when you ferment foods, they become a probiotic, and a probiotic is like, so your gut is filled with your body, and your gut is filled with bacteria. When you get sick, it's because you've got bad bacteria taking over, but at the same time, you've got good bacteria fighting the bad bacteria. And a lot of people get sick nowadays because their immune systems are weak. Well, one of the things that probiotics do, probiotics are the good bacteria. It's putting that good bacteria back into your gut. So yeah, I highly recommend, eating and drinking probiotics, whether it's fermented foods such as sauerkraut. And I'll do a video on this as well, like how to make fermented food. It's simple. It's so easy, you wouldn't believe it. And the health benefits of these fermented foods is incredible. They have so much nutrient with them. I don't have all the facts in front of me now, so I'm not going to, but they are very, very healthy. Kefir is another one, that's fermented milk. Often you find with kefir, people that are lactose intolerant may find they're okay drinking fermented milk, kefir. And once again, it's a probiotic, so it's something I drink all the time. That's, once again, very, very easy to make. What else we got? I looked into sourdough as well. Once again, very, very healthy thing. And, maybe some people that are sort of gluten intolerant may be okay with sourdough when they make their bread. I'll probably do a video on that as well. I realize I'm sort of talking more about health and lifestyle here than I am actually, cancer and illness and things but they're very much related. And I firmly believe that if we as a nation were healthier in what we eat, you would get fewer of these diseases that are around now. There's a lot of illnesses out there now that you never heard of a couple of 100 years ago. They're just there now. Where have they come from? Nutrition. So this is something else I'm going to be looking into on this channel as well, is nutrition at all. And I know nutrition's a bit of a dodgy subject, really, because a lot of you're kind of fighting the food giants here and big pharmacy, because these people don't want you to be fit and healthy from eating good quality food. They want you to get sick by eating their crap, and then they want to come and give you some medication to get rid of the symptoms of the illness that you've got from it. They don't want to cure you. And there's that famous saying, isn't it, that GPs when they go to medical school, what's it? A client cured is a customer lost, and it's absolutely true. If they cure you, then they don't get any money from you. They make so much money from us being sick. It's incredible. And yet you can do really simple things to increase your health, along with things like fasting. It's another great way to increase your health, eating healthily. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand how difficult it is, because it's so difficult to know what to eat nowadays, because there's so much disinformation out there. Ugh, I hate that word, but there is. It's true. You could go out and read a report about how unhealthy white sugar is. You could probably find another report saying that it's actually really healthy, and that's other reports being financed by somebody from big pharmacy or one of the food giants. So you've almost got to like experiment on yourself. I remember I gave up sugar. I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years ago. I gave up sugar, but I love sugar. I've got a sweet tooth. I like cake. I don't eat flour anymore either, so cake's definitely out the window. And I started looking for a sugar substitute, as I think most people do. And then I started finding out that a lot of these sugar substitutes are worse for you than sugar. And they got chemicals in them, and they even spike your blood sugar levels, which is one of the things I was trying to avoid. And so I had to go out and I bought myself a little blood thingy where you make a little prick on your finger to get your blood, and it reads how much blood sugar is there. And then what I would do is I'd experiment. So I'd sit there and I'd have I'd have sugar, honey, raw honey, stevia, all the erythritol, all the different sugar substitutes laid out in front of me, and I take a spoonful of one, take my blood sugar reading, and then come back, following day and do it again with something else. And I think out of all most of the sugar substitutes, they were just crap. They were just like, they were no better than sugar. So I finally got down to stevia was okay, but one that was even better is erythritol. Now erythritol is a good one because it doesn't. There's no calories in it. Not that I care so much. By the way, I've got a purple hand. I was talking about that fermented food earlier. I made fermented beetroot, and when I was when I was cutting the beetroot up, it's like stained my hand, and I can't get it off. I've showered and everything since then. I've still got this stained beetroot hand. So yeah, erythritol, yeah, doesn't spike your blood sugar levels, 0 calories, and although it sounds like a chemical, it's not. It's a natural product. I think it comes from what's it called? Monk fruit. I'll look that up. But it's a great. That's what I use. I use erythritol, and if I'm baking as well, I use spelt flour, because there are other flours out there. Even though I said I don't have flour anymore, what I meant was I don't use that like common white flour that's in everything now. It's in like 95% of products. But if you can get hold of other flours, spelt is the one I've always used. It's one of the ancient grains that's not been tampered with, and there are several others as well. I'll be doing a blog and a video about that, in fact. So what I'm basically trying to say is my channel, whilst it's about talking about my experience and dealing with grief, it's also going to be about a healthy lifestyle. I've been into fitness for many years, pretty much my whole adult life, to be honest. And like I say, there's the nutrition thing now, which is a very, very thing close to my heart. And I just think that if more people knew what they were eating, how bad their diet was, it would change an awful lot of things in this country. Because people, you guys, excuse me, I had a bit of a cold a couple of days ago, so I'm a bit of a frog in my throat. I think a lot of people who have really bad diets know that they've got a bad diet. If you're buying from a fast food restaurant every day, and you've always got a can of fizzy drink in your hand, you kind of know that you've got a bad diet. But it's the other people that I worry about. Now, these are the people that think they've got a good diet because they've been following advice on the BBC website or the government or something like that, and they're eating all these diet bars. These breakfast bars that look they're advertised as if they're a health product, and they're not. They're full of crap, and they're full of sugar. And if they're not full of sugar, they're full of chemicals. These things are really bad. So these people, and maybe you do a bit of exercise as well. Now, don't get me wrong, exercise is brilliant. But if all you're doing is going out for a little jog every now and again, but then for the rest of your time you're eating all this crap, this so-called diet crap, that's a bad diet. But you may not even realize it. So I am hoping to sort of spread some information about that. And certainly, it works for me, and it's come from my research. My research has shown me that there are certain things out there that are healthy, and there are a lot of things out there that are poison. But as we just get rid of this banner, what else can we put on here? Let's play around with these. Oh, I've got a little ticker at the bottom now, look. That's good. So I'll leave my website up there. If you want to go and check it out, and please do, because it's a new site and I need feedback from it. So you can go on there and you can create an account. Well, there's several things you can do. You can go on there and you can subscribe to my newsletter. And I'll be sort of doing weekly-ish newsletters and mainly talk about what videos I'm bringing out, maybe talk about what I'm going to be doing in my live stream the following weekend. You can also create an account, so you create a profile on it, And if you want to comment on any of my blogs, because you have to be logged in, you have to have an account in there to comment on one of my blogs. And the reason I've done that is because I don't want all the sort of spam coming in, and all the bots coming to my website and putting crap on there. Now, I built the website myself from scratch, so it's not WordPress or anything like that. This website has been built, every single line of it, by me. So it's easier if you create an account before I allow people to comment on the blogs. Otherwise, I'll just be going through there. I've had websites in the past where you just get all these people offering services, shall we say, and you spend longer deleting spam from there than anything else. So you can do that. Yeah, you can read the blogs, you can comment on them, but also once you've created an account, you can try get the free health report as well. And I'm quite interested to see whether people find benefit of that. I personally think it's a great idea, and if it looks like people are going to use it, then I'll build on it, make it even better. So that's Mind Nourish Tech. Now, originally, so my business, really, my channel is called Mind Nourish. And the reason I called it Mind Nourish Tech is I couldn't get the domain name mindnourish.com because somebody's got it and they're not even using it. I can buy it for about £4,000, but I'm not spending £4,000 on a domain name. So I thought Mind Nourish Tech, and then Mind Nourish is kind of the main brand name. That's, I should have called it Gut Nourish, because I'm a firm believer, your gut is your second brain, and you are what you eat. And if you've got good gut health, then, you're going to be healthy all over. But I've called it Mind Nourish. And I put the tech bit on the end of it. And I thought, well, because it's a website, it's technical, isn't it? Mind Nourish Tech. But the main brand name is Mind Nourish. What else we got then? So, okay. Now, if you want to buy me a coffee. So, I'm a small channel. I'm not getting any money from this whatsoever. It's not monetized. There's no ads on here. I do all this in my spare time, and I do it because I just enjoy helping people now, and I think it's because I couldn't help my wife. She passed away, and I couldn't help her. I couldn't stop it happening. And I think it's if I can help other people by coming out with my own experience about what I've learned over the years, what I've gone through, hints and tips of ways that can make the grieving process slightly easier, then that's what I'm doing it for. I'm doing it for that reason. I'm going to be doing probably 2 videos every week on YouTube. I'll continue doing the TikTok videos, Instagram videos, and I'm going to continue doing the live streams every Sunday as well. And then as we start building people up, as people start coming to the live streams, we can have a bit of, a bit of a conversation, and I'll answer any questions, and we can sort of talk from there. Until then, I'll just sort of start rambling on about whatever's going through my mind. So yes, if you'd like to donate and buy me a coffee, you can click on that, buymeacoffee.com/mindnourish, and that will donate a couple of pounds towards me, which I'd really appreciate. Because my goal, actually, I've got a full-time job at the moment. I'm a computer programmer, and I've been doing it, I don't know, 25 years, and I do enjoy working with computers, but I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want this lifestyle anymore. One of the things that you'll notice when you grieve is sometimes you just want to change your life. You just want to change something in it. And I don't know whether that's as a result of your brain wanting to take back control of your life somehow. But the main reason I don't want to do it anymore is because I would like to do what I'm doing right now with this channel, and I do it full time. So if I could give up my day job tomorrow, I would. Unfortunately, it pays the bills. Maybe one day, we'll see. But this is what I'd like to do full time, helping other people. Because, the odd thing about grieving is that we are all going to grieve at some point in our life, aren't we? We all know somebody who unfortunately is going to pass away. Whether that's because they're elderly, or whether it's you know, like my wife passing away when she was still young, to, you know, people losing even younger friends and family. So if I can help people with this channel, then that's good. That's what I want to do, and I do it every day. So I'm going to continue doing it. So yes, if you'd like to donate, buy me a coffee. Somebody did buy me a coffee a couple of days ago, and I really appreciate it. I did. Thank you if you're watching this now. Not too sure whether I should read names out about people who do stuff like that, so I probably won't bother. Right, what else have I got? So let's get rid of... Oh. All right, where am I? Whoa, broken something. See, the other thing is not used to technology here. So I will... Let's have a look, see if I can get the link for the... Just looking for the link. So I was talking earlier about that free PDF that you can get. It's a brand new PDF. I finished it today, in fact. So it's brand new. I'm going to add to it over the future. So if you... Let me just find it. I'm going to put it in a comment after I come off this live stream, because I don't have the actual link right by me. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll come off the live stream. How long have I been on? I've been only half an hour anyway. So I think when this sort of channel kicks off a bit, then I'll start doing longer live streams. I'm going to keep them around about half an hour at the moment. But as more people start coming and watching them, you know, we can have a bit of a conversation, and they'll be a bit longer, up to an hour, maybe longer. You know, I'll stay here however long. So these live streams, they're going to be every Sunday, 8 p.m. And we keep on doing them. We're going to be talking about, like I say, you know, anxiety, cancer, illness, health, lifestyle, nutrition, and also just chat as well. You know, we don't have to talk about these things. We can just sort of hang out and have a bit of a laugh as well. I started doing these live streams on TikTok, and they did very well. I had a lot of people coming on and watching them. A huge number of people coming on and watching them, in fact. You know, I was quite surprised. But like I say, TikTok's not my channel of choice. It's a bit of a strange beast. TikTok is. It's well, I'm not going to repeat myself. I mentioned it earlier, didn't I? But YouTube's going to be the thing I'm going to be concentrating on. Right, so what time is it? It's now just gone 8:30. I'm going to go and... What am I going to do? I'm going to coffee. I don't drink coffee. So I started drinking... I've just created this mushroom coffee. And I'm going to see what it tastes like. I gave up caffeine as well a few years ago. I've given up everything, to be honest, apart from... The only thing I haven't given up is beer. I do like a beer. That's my one vice. You got to have one vice, so you can't give up everything. But I did give up. I gave up caffeine, and I was drinking like so much coffee and so much tea every day. I was getting the jitters. So I gave up coffee. Eventually, then I gave up tea as well. Now, I still drink tea, but I only drink herbal tea, and I have 2-3 cups of herbal tea every day. No caffeine in the herbs, and. But I've been coming up with a recipe because I've seen these sort of mushroom coffees that have been, you know, appearing. And I thought, I'm not buying these things, you know, I'm going to make my own. So I've got my own recipe for it now. And it's got various mushroom powders in it. What's it? Cacao powder, various other things, and milk. Whole milk, by the way. Don't go drinking any of that semi-rubbish. And if you don't like milk, you can make it with hot water anyway. So maybe I'll put a video on that as well. See, I'm sat here thinking about all these videos I can make now. I've just got to go out and make them, haven't I? But yeah, I'm going to be doing 2 videos a week, and we're going to go from there. So yeah, so I am actually going to go for a coffee, but it's not coffee as in caffeine coffee. It's my mushroom coffee. Okay, so I'm going to head off. I've rambled on for long enough now. Have a good evening, and yeah, don't forget to go and find the link in the description. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube. and go and get your free 5 tips to deal with grief. So this 5 tips to deal with grief, there's other stuff in there as well. I've got a bonus tip in there as well, something I don't really talk about very often, and also ways about how you can integrate these these tips into your life as well. So it's completely free. Just go to the link in the first comment and click on the link, and it'll take you, give you the instructions from there, and you can get it emailed to you. Right, I'm gonna head off. How do you turn this off then? I do this every time. I got no clue. There's a big button that says exit stream at the top there. Right. I'll see you all again. Cheers and bye. End stream. End stream, not exit stream.